Well, Allan did indeed pave the way for a lot of people. And his son, Edward Barnes, continues down that journey. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Allan Barnes' son, Edward Barnes.
Actually, tonight it'll be myself and my sister Elena. First two children of Allan Barnes. I would just like to say, Uncle Bobby, thank you for bringing my father into the music. He was Uncle Bobby was pivotal in bringing my father off the streets. You could say literally. He was young and he was one of the crossing guards for the area that he grew up at, and our grandmother, his mother, called Uncle Bobby and said he was having an issue, or she was having an issue of my father bullying the kids at school, basically charging them to cross the street, even though he's supposed to be helping. So Uncle Bobby said, well, let's put a horn in his hand. And so from then on, he became a musician. Of course, going on to, he played the clarinet and then learned to play all the other woodwind instruments. He was also a great teacher. He taught he taught me how to play drums and trumpet. He taught my sister's kids how to play violin. And he also was pivotal in playing, even up until the last years of his life here. He was also a teacher at the Southwest Activity Center, where he taught the youth there how to play on the recorder. So even up to the end, he was always an educator.
So hello, I'm Elena, Allan's number one daughter. Didn't realize number one was only because I was born first. I didn't get that until I was older, but still number one. My dad always had a soft spot for kids. I have three sons, and he came to the house one day, and my son was getting ready for solo and ensemble with his violin, and he played it. He kind of struggled through one of the parts. My dad said, well, let me see, and played the piece effortlessly. And I'm looking like, you know how to play the violin too? Like, he just never ceased to amaze me. Let's see where I am. Another one of the memories I remember my dad with the Peaceful Warriors project is one day he called me up and he's like, I have a bus coming to your school. Put your kids on the bus so they can go down to campus marches and hear me play. And I'm like, you know, I teach second and third graders, right? And I'm like, you want them running around campus marches? He's like, don't worry about it. The bus is coming, get the kids on the bus. So I get the kids on the bus, we're going down to campus marches. My kids sat, he was like the Pied Piper. They sat, they laid in the grass, they listened to the music, and it was just, I was in awe myself. And I don't know if you saw the picture, but he and two of my students and one of the senators were there, and it was just amazing. So he just never ceased to amaze me. And the reason my brother and I are here today is because one of the ways that we wanted to remember our dad is to have a scholarship/grant. And this year we're honoring two students. The first one is Kenye McAdoo. He is a senior at Renaissance High School. He's an honors student. He plays the trombone. He is not here today because he is on a tour with different colleges to hopefully receive a scholarship. But today we're here, his parents are here, Mr. and Mrs. McAdoo, to receive his $1,000 scholarship from the Allan Barnes Music Organization. If you guys can come and receive Kenye's. So it says, the Allan Barnes Music Organization, in memory of our father, Allan C. Barnes' musical legacy, we have created a musical grant fund to award gifted and musical talented students yearly. In honor of our father's love for people, music, and family, we are pleased to present this 2018 musical academic grant to Kenye McAdoo. So again, thank you. Mr. and Mrs. McAdoo, for all the hard work you've done with Kenye. And Kenye actually did not pick up the trombone until he was in high school, but he's a wonderful trombonist.
our second grant recipient is going to be Omar Holcomb. He is finishing his first year of college, and he was a student of my father's. He personally learned from my father how to play the clarinet, and we would like to award him a $1,500 scholarship to continue his studies in college as he's going now.
So we have established the Allan Barnes Foundation. It is a nonprofit organization, so to help students continue yearly, sure. If you would like to donate, of course, we accept cash. It's tax-free. We write your receipt, and you can write it off on your taxes. So if you'd like to donate and help more students, we would appreciate your help in that effort. You can see me or my brother, Edward. And Omar would like to say a few words.
I would like more than a few. That's okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Omar Holcomb. Man, where do I even begin? Allan Barnes was monumental for me. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say I had an ear for music, but music was around me. You know, and like now today, like music is like everything, you know, and I like want to do so much with it. But I want to go back to when I was about, I want to say 8 years old, and I was at my Aunt Mary's house, and I think that's when I met Allan for the first time, and he was playing on all these instruments. I seen his shiny alto, and then I seen him put that down, then I seen him pick up his shiny tenor. Then you put that down, then I seen him pick up the clarinet. So I'm like, okay, what can he not play? And so I want to say a couple months later, he put the clarinet in my hand, and he said, blow in it. Okay. So I blow in it, and nothing comes out. Then I was like, here, you do it. Then he did it, and you know, sound come out. Here, you do it again. Try again. This time, give it some air. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I think it's broke, you know, something wrong with it. No. Breathe in it. Do I gotta make it? No. Just blow in it. Just blow in it. Give it all you got. And I did. Wasn't my best first note, but it was a first note. And then from then on, I knew Allan had patience. You know, it was a couple times he got into me. He didn't snap. You know, he was a teacher. He was a teacher. And had I known what I know now, Allan was molding me. And before he made his transition back in 2015, he was called me, get a phone call. This how he would answer my call. Omar, hey Allan, how you doing? What you doing this week? You know, nothing. This summer vacation, just you know, chilling out pretty much. I was a junior going into my senior year by this time, and he came over with both his saxophones. Well, three actually. His I think it was his original alto, a newer alto, and he had his tenor. And we would just, you know, play tunes. And he been wanting me to move up. And I just was not ready yet because I was so stuck on the clarinet. And the good thing about Allan was, Allan taught me the basics. And honestly, that's all I like really needed to know. And then after the basics, I took off. And I never wanted to put my clarinet down. Allan would go, soon we need to move up. Okay. No, not ready yet. My dad, it's time to move up. Okay. No, not yet. Not ready. But had I known, Allan would, you know, leave too soon, I probably would have did that a long time ago. Like, Allan was such a great teacher, I kid you not. I started learning clarinet when I was 8 years old, and I was a pro by the time I was 10. By the time I was 10 years old. And when I got to high school, people still did not know how to play clarinet. What? You don't know how to play the clarinet? When did you start playing? Oh, 6th grade? When did you start playing? Who, me? Yeah, you. 4th grade. What? Where did you go to school at? Well, I didn't learn in school. Well, who taught you? Allan Barnes? Who was Allan Barnes? Allan Barnes was amazing, and I'm beyond honored to receive this. I'm so honored. You know, one thing about me, Omar, do not cry. And it took everything in me not to shed a tear seeing Allan play, hearing that voice, my people. It took everything in me. I don't cry, but man, if I could just have one more session, just one more session, just one more. That's all I would want. You know, funny thing is, I didn't know anything about this. I was sitting at home yesterday eating Panda Express with my family. I get a call from my dad. Tomorrow at 6, Allan's family is awarding you a grant and a scholarship. What? I go upstairs in my room. This kept me up all night long, and I was just trying to figure out what I was gonna say tonight. What I'm saying now isn't rehearsed, there's no outline behind it. This is from the heart. This is from the heart. And one thing about Allan is he taught from the heart. If he yelled, he ain't mean no harm. He just wanted me to be better. And so to his uncle, is he still in here? Uncle Bobby? Oh, he's sleeping. Uncle Bobby Barnes, it is my pleasure to meet you, and I appreciate what you did with Allan. I really do appreciate it, and I'm just thankful. Thank you. Thank you.
And one last thing, the Detroit City Council did a testimonial resolution posthumously honoring Mr. Allan Barnes, whereas it is with great pleasure and privilege that we, the members of the Detroit City Council, recognize and posthumously honor Allan Barnes, who was an Army veteran and co-founder of the Peaceful Warriors Project. Allan Barnes was born in Detroit, Michigan on September 21st, 1949. His first musical training from his musician uncles, Joe and Robert Barnes. Mr. Barnes enlisted in the United States Army and trained at the Army element of the U.S. Naval School of Music. He spent 1 year in the 437th, then was deployed to Vietnam with the 4th Division Army Band. Mr. Barnes played his way back to Detroit after being discharged from the Army. Donald Byrd, trumpeter, discovered Mr. Barnes and persisted that he come to Howard University in Washington, D.C. and play with Donald Byrd and the Blackbirds. Allan wrote 2 of the songs, Summer Love and the Blackbirds theme, on the first album that went gold. The band's second album, Flying Start, included the hit single, Walking in Rhythm, with Barnes being featured on flute. Allan Barnes formed his own band, Allan Barnes in Primetime. He played and recorded with numerous artists, including Gil Scott-Heron, Nina Simone, Prince, the Mizell Brothers, Bootsy Collins, Martha Reeves, Mary Wilson, Roy Brooks, and Sonny Rollins. He also wrote music for commercials with Larry King, Brenda Sykes, Sugar Ray Leonard, Leslie Nielsen, and Muhammad Ali. He penned the music for the PBS movie One Night's Run and the PBS series Small Business Magazine. Barnes wrote Until We Meet Again, a classic jazz piece. Allan Barnes was employed by several modern Detroit artists in the Detroit hip-hop scene, which included Finale, Big Tone, and Strife, for all of whom he performed in the studio. Allan Barnes was a frequent collaborator of the Detroit hip-hop fusion band Gorilla Funk Mob from 2007. Mr. Barnes is featured on Rebirth of Detroit in 2012, along with a wide array of Detroit hip-hop artists, all performing over beats from legendary producer Jay Dilla. He was very humble, intelligent, full of wisdom, and witty. He has established an important place in American music history. Allan Barnes died on July 25, 2016, in Detroit after suffering a heart attack. Now, therefore, be it that the Detroit City Council and Office of Council President Brenda Jones hereby joins with family, friends, and fans in honoring the life and legacy of Mr. Allan Barnes. Thank you all for coming.